be here with all of the clergy and Honorary Consulate. Thank you for all that you do. And of course, joining my colleague Dina Titus, who has been a true leader when it comes to Armenia. So I have good footsteps to follow, and she has definitely set the course for sure. And Lenna, you know, your advocacy and your education and your efforts are truly heroic. And my staff is here, Bo, who does my foreign affairs, and the time that you spend advocating really has an incredible impact. And your words this evening are truly heartbreaking. And you're right, we must do more as a country. And as we deal with what is happening in Ukraine and the United States and the effort that has gone on across this world, we have to look to Armenia and what is happening there with the same lens and make sure that we are providing the type of aid that is necessary. And as Dina said, I have joined the caucus, the Armenian caucus, and Frank Pallone has been a true leader of that, and we welcomed the president's recognition of the Armenian genocide, and you know, which took a little long for that to happen, but we'll continue. We have to continue to use our position in Congress to make sure that we not only condemn all bigotry, that we condemn all human rights violations, but that we also prevent this from happening in the future. And unfortunately, the war on Artsakh by Azerbaijan and Turkey is just a continuation of the existential threat that Armenians face today in their homeland and what remains of the Republic of Artsakh and the borders of Armenia. And I condemn Azerbaijan's reckless military attacks against Armenians, and will continue to stand with the Armenian community as an advocate. It's impossible to settle decades-long border disputes through violence against innocent civilians. And your stories, Reverend, your father, your story is just disgusting. I don't think there's any other word to explain that. You know, we owe it as America and as a leader, we must push for that accountability against this aggression. And I'm proud to have sent repeated letters to the Secretary Blinken and President Biden on these matters and continue to advocate for Armenian American priorities from my seat on the Appropriations Committee, making sure that the United States is continuing to provide the humanitarian aid. And I also joined 58 bipartisan colleagues on resolutions condemning Azerbaijan's unprovoked attack on Armenia in September and continuing to call on the United States. This resolution also calls for stopping all aid to Azerbaijan and to pressure it to halt the escalation, aggression, and blatant violations. And I think Congresswoman Titus made a very important statement that we need to recognize Turkey for what they are. And I believe that we will begin to continue to do this important work. So I thank you for inviting me. I look around at this incredible community here in Las Vegas, and a peaceful, loving community. I have a new friend, Angelina. We share her birthday's 2 days ahead of mine, so we're going to celebrate our birthdays together. But honestly, it is really, truly an honor, and I know you know that from this congressional delegation that we stand with you, and we will continue the pressure campaign, and we will continue to fight for the aid to support this democracy and make sure the United States is a leader and leads the world in the response to stand up to this genocide. Thank you.